bottom right-hand corner of the map as the blue Terran from Team Property. It is Bobson. There's opponent in the top left-hand corner of the map as the red Protoss from Team Dignitas. It is Ourk.
Indeed. Now, do you want to justify why you reckon this map is Protoss favored for anyone who doesn't know?
You know, I guess this doesn't really matter too much for Bobson's playstyle. There's not too many places you can drop on this map. It's a very narrow map. You got the main base, which you can squeeze into, but there are a lot of places where you can place a pylon down as a Protoss player to get a scout. And then there's the third and fourth base potentially, whichever one is, the closest to the edge. So, this map's not the best for, doing the drops. And it's really hard to engage into some of these natural bases as a Terran player. With the force fields that go down, even at the third base, it's hard to get a good spread here. There are a lot of angles that Protoss can abuse to get great force fields. So overall, I do feel this is a more Protoss favored map. Not saying it's in balance for Protoss. Bobson can definitely come out here. But, I'm definitely going to say that this is a map that Ourk is definitely happy to be playing on.
Indeed, I would agree with you. And as you correctly said, it's something that Bobson may not be too fearful of because his playstyle in Game 1 and 2 hasn't involved drops. So that is the only arguable fact that maybe it's not that bad for him. But yeah, we'll see if he's going to mix it up, and I think he has to. After having 2 games where you did exactly the same opening where it didn't work out that well for you, you have to think, okay, I need to alter my build, I need to go and try something else. Especially in this situation, being 2 games down is never a comfortable position to be in. I'm sure we've all been there where you've been in even a best of 9 where you've got a lot more games to go either way. You never want to be 2 games down. You've then got the uphill fight. 1 game in a best of 9, it doesn't really matter. 2 games, you start to feel that pressure, you weight on your shoulders, and that is when you can start making little slip-ups, which you never ever want. But interestingly, Bobson has now switched up his play. He's getting the gas, and Ourk should straight away smell something slightly weird because we saw that supply depot completed the wall off early, and generally speaking, you're only going to be getting that when you're trying to hide something.
That could be it. But we don't know for sure. You never know. There's a lot of people who throw down that early supply depot just to deny the scout of the gas. But it is different from his other games. So if Ourk catches that, like you said, we're going to be seeing a 2-racks really quickly from here. Tech or reactor going down for Bobson on that first barrack. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Marines produced here. It might be a 2-racks timing with concussive shell. 10 Marines, 1 maybe 2 Marauders, and try and force a cancel on that Nexus. We'll have to see what his plan is. Ooh, proxy pylon going down from Ourk. Are we going to see a proxy Stargate, maybe a proxy Council?
Both are very, very possible. I am watching this probe with eagle eyes at the moment. Ourk does not have enough gas quite yet. He is only on the 1 gas, interesting, so he can't rush anything too much. He's chrono boosting out the warp gate tech as well. So we'll wait and see. This SCV is running back. Looking here, the bunker coming down outside the natural for Bobson, who's getting up a tech lab on the second barracks, and we actually have a robotics facility coming down here for Ourk.
This is an awesome style. We see this quite a bit on the NA server. Root Leia, for instance, likes doing these crazy robotics facility builds using warp prisms to harass your opponent doing Colossus drops. Now, what we'll be seeing is additional 2, maybe 3 gates going down, going up to 4 gates, and just warp prism harassing the main base. It looks like it will be 4 gates total. Warp prism should be coming out of that robotics facility, and it's going to be a 4 gate into the main base. And this is going to be tough. Luckily for Bobson, he's opened with the 2 racks, but will he have enough units to hold this off? He went for concussive shell or for combat shield first.
And his bunker's down on the natural, so that straight away doesn't help things out at all. And he's got no clue this is coming, and there's no reason for him to scout over, though. He doesn't hold the watchtower either, so there's no chance of him spotting these units coming across the map or anything really being a threat to him. And if you do get caught off guard, it's very, very difficult to come back from. Obviously, Warp Gate Tech just finishing now. And straight away, Ourk running over towards that robotics facility, not even going to poke at the front at all. The Marines now moving out as well for Bobson. He's going to go for some aggression at the worst possible time, to be honest.
Well, the thing is, even if he goes for the base race in this position, Ourk can just warp in back home. This is almost an automatic loss for Bobson at this point. Here comes the warp prism warping in. Oh man, Bobson is so far out of position. So many gateway units in the main base. He's going to pull SCVs and go for the all-in. Now we do have the option to warp in sentries back home if he can chrono boost the gateway and keep the units out. If Ourk can do that right now, he will automatically win this game. He has to warp in the units soon though.
The massive win Ourk got, I don't know if you noticed, is he sniped up the tech lab about a second before combat shield finished as well. So that has massively weakened this push Bobson's going for right now. Ourk is still just putting on some aggression. Bobson floating his units away, but as we can see, Ourk has got to get that warping coming soon. He does have the cooldown on one of those gateways, but the other three do have a couple of seconds left to go. We've got a bunker being built here by Bobson. All the probes being pulled out the way, because ultimately they can just go and build something somewhere in the corner of the map and hope to win the straight-up engagement. But yeah, the warping's coming down, and actually, Ourk warping into Bobson's main as opposed to defensively, so that is an interesting choice.
I'm really disappointed in Ourk there. He kept warping in sentries back home, even though he knew the push was coming across the map. He saw the SCVs being pulled. If he would have warped in 1-2 sentries back home, the command center had been lifted off. No scans to get vision of the high ground. Ourk would have immediately won the game, and that move right there. And now Ourk is kind of in this awkward position where he's, 37 over 16 supply, can't build more units. The Terran player probably going to have the advantage in this engagement here. There's a lot of Zealots mixed in, no sentries though, so if it comes down to good micro, I think Ourk kind of just threw away the game here.
Indeed, if he just warped in, as you said, some units back home to make sure he was safe, but with this bunker on the high ground as well, it's going to be difficult to push into it, but even if this gets taken out, you've still got the issue that, hang on, you don't have a Nexus, you don't have the money to make a Nexus, so, and with the Orbital Command just floating around, that could make some fun times.
Yeah, this is just, it stinks for Ourk, I really think he should have just won this game. 1-2 sentries back home would have won the game. But here comes the engagement from Ourk trying to break up into that ramp. The bunker, this bunker here is so smart from Bobson. I don't think Ourk's going to be able to do anything. Here he comes. Guardian Shield goes down, trying to break through here. SCV is trying to get the repair, and there's enough minerals here to keep that constant repair off. And it looks like Ourk is going to be falling here. Bobson's going to take his first game of the series. Almost nothing left for Ourk. 14 supply to 28. Beautiful play from Bobson. Nice positioning on that bunker. Nice decision to go for the all. And, 10 supply to 26. The command center is still up for Bobson, able to utilize mules. He still has SCVs to build supply depots. This is definitely Bobson's game.
It is definitely in Bobson's game. And there is the GG. So, that levels things out a little bit. It's now 2-1 in favor of Ourk. And I've got to agree with you. Ourk threw